Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader, your personal guide to a clearer perspective. Gemini, I've got a reading for you, and this is a reading from Message from the Universe, beneficial and abundant message from the universe. And it is one that I have channeled from Spirit, and I'm going to continue consulting with my guides as we go. So let's go straight into it, because Gemini, this is huge. You have amazing big cards this week. So this is really, really big. We have Chernunos, and my apologies if I am pronouncing that wrong. This is card number 16. It is often the card that is associated with the devil, but we're not going to go there for this because there's a different vibe coming off of this card for you today. This card is what the universe is sending you, and this is the call to an awakening. I feel like there is something wakening up. This is something more to do with masculine energy. I've never noticed this before with this card, but you see how his right arm is bigger than his left arm? So his masculine side is much stronger, much more well-developed than his feminine side. So this is a chance for leadership. This is a chance to really go the way that you are supposed to be going and to lead, pave the way, literally pave the way. And this is, again, that idea of awakening. I just feel a big surge coming up from this card. There's a lot of electricity in it, like things are starting to really shift and move. So big waking up here, Gemini. Now, you're responding kind of nonchalantly. We've got Three of Pentacles. You're kind of like, no biggie, I got this, you know. But there's a little bit of unwillingness to leave the routine, leave the usual things that you're used to building, and you leave the usual way of seeing yourself. You kind of see yourself as a team player or someone who maybe, if it's leading, it's next to someone or it's behind the scenes, it's not out in front. And so, you know, you're kind of staying in the same old, and there's a little bit of wanting to shrug this energy off. So you've been getting these nudges that it's time to stand up or push a new direction forward or show a new way or exemplify a new path. And you're kind of just like, no, yeah, I'll do it later. It's fine. I'm not going to do it. But the thing that strikes me is this card is so strong. This green card here. So I'm feeling like this is not something you should be ignoring. This is definitely something to be paying attention to. And we get even more sense of that when we look at your next cards. We have the Death card going into the High Priestess, going into the Magician. These are three of the biggest big cards you can have in the major arcana, Gemini. This is really huge. So Death is talking about the chance to walk through a new door. And we already are getting the feeling that we're talking about leadership. So this is a new leadership door opening. The important thing to remember is that when one door closes, one door opens. And while you're seeing these doors open, you have to be aware that there may be some doors that close. Doors are whatever. The metaphor for doors is huge. It could be relationships. It could be a way of seeing yourself, a way of life, different jobs, different opportunities. But again, you know, when a door closes, another door is opening. You already know a door is opening. And they're drawing attention to the smoke coming out of the cauldron. So this is, I'm going to think for a minute where they're thinking about that. This is more than just paying something lip service. Because what is smoke but air? Okay? This is not just saying you're going to do it or saying you're going to cut it off or saying you're going to go a new direction. This is doing it. This is really putting yourself in this cauldron and becoming something new. This is really about actually transforming and not just talking about it, not just giving it the lip service. Okay, so next we have the High Priestess, which is really surrendering to that change, surrendering to that shift that you know is going to happen. And where this card was very masculine, this card is very feminine now. This is a 2 energy, it's a 2 card, and it's about reception or receptivity, which is definitely a feminine energy trait. So this is about also waiting for that opportunity, waiting for that right moment, receiving the knowledge from the inside, receiving that gut feeling that says, yup, it's time to move forward. This is the time to go to the next thing. Excuse me for a second. All right. So this high priestess is allowing you to realize that you will be getting a strong message from your higher self, from your intuition, when it is time to move forward. And then look who's on the other side. This is the leadership come to fruition. This is the will to start something new, the will to be creative and different and really point your way forward. And this is a lot of just sacred energy. We've got Stonehenge in the background here. He's at Stonehenge, and she's in the middle of two pillars, which I'm sure if they're not at Stonehenge, they're at a similar place. So we're talking about a really sacred ritual center. And that might have specific meaning to you if you are often drawn to the idea and not the idea, but it's drawn to the energy of Stonehenge. That might be why they're giving me all these symbols at once of Stonehenge. But this is also the idea of stone, of laying something in stone, really actually building something. So where you see, this is a stonemason, right? So he's carving something into the rock. This is really, this is like the true rock. This is your inner rock. The stuff that you do on the surface of your soul, not the stuff that happens on the outside. This is not the outside world building. This is really you carving a new path on the inside of your soul, taking up that power of leadership, of divine connection, and of divine will. So there's a double message here. This is not just about pushing your own agenda forward. This is about knowing when you are connected to the divine will and knowing when the spark or the inspiration is coming from you or coming from the divine. It's a tricky thing to know, and it's very easy to get fooled because of course we want to think, oh, this spark is coming from the divine, it's not coming from me. And quite frankly, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's really not coming from it's not coming from the divine. It's actually coming from our own desires or our own need to see ourselves a certain way. So let me see if they want to give us information to help you discern. Okay, they're bringing me back to this card here, and they're bringing me back to the arms. So, we were drawn to the right arm before, and it's about keeping, okay, I see what they're saying. You see how unbalanced he is? How this right arm is much bigger than that left arm? But yet they're giving you this balance here of the high priestess and the magician. This is card number 1, masculine energy. Card number 2, which is about reception and relationship. So it's saying there has to be a balance between soul and ego. You have to be able to feel when your ego is saying something to you, which would be the more masculine side of let's push this into action, let's do this. And when the feminine side is saying, okay, but do we have all of the information? Is this the right time? Have I received the full message? And so when you are balanced between the two halves, you're actually not going to be pulled. You're not going to feel, how do I describe this to you? Because it's a neutral kind of calm state. It's not necessarily a passionate state. That's coming more from the head. This is more coming from, you know what? This is the right thing to do right now, and this is what I'm going to do. It's definitely a calm leadership. It's this is a little bit difficult to describe, but it's neither active nor passive. It's not overly passionate or enthusiastic or reluctant. It's somewhere in the middle. It's when it just feels clear, and then I think this is the important thing. You know that you're doing it because it's the right thing to do. You're not looking at it to get anything back. You're not looking to receive anything back. You're doing it for the pure intent of just doing it. And your advice, we've got the Prince of Swords. This is a man on a mission, right? He's on a mission to do his truth, to fulfill his purpose. He might die in the process, he might get wounded, he might lose, or he might win, he doesn't know. He's just doing it to do it. So that's your biggest advice this week, is when you know it's right, and it's right not because it's going to bring you something, or not because you like the consequences, or you like the image of who you are doing it. You're just doing it because it's right. That's the right thing to do. So if you've got questions about that, please reach out and I will do my best to clarify. I always love hearing from you anyway. And I wanted to let you know this is the last call for solstice New Year's readings for this particular season. They are special price, really powerful, deep readings. You can find out more in the description below, but if you haven't booked yours yet, I would encourage you to do so now, because like I said, they're going away. So I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, have an absolutely amazing day.